Good evening, this is Neil Spate, Thurrock Nub News at the Crooked Billet in Stanford-le-Hope, where I've been invited this evening to be a little part of the fantastic work done by the Stanford and Corringham Carnival group. We haven't had a carnival in Stanford and Corringham for the last couple of years, but nevertheless an awful lot of money has still been raised by some of the people you can see before you. And we're just about to have the part of the evening where the money is handed out. So the driving force behind the carnival are Dave and Sherry Sargent, or just introducing members of the committee to the audience this evening, which is made up from carnival courts from across South Essex, Malden, Basildon, Witham and Wickford, who've joined us. And there's also a Carnival Princess competition which will happen later on. But we'll just go live to the rest of the evening.
Does everything. I'll tell you a little story. Rob and Frank from Wickford, wherever Friend's hiding. The times that we've been at, especially the ones that ring bells to me is Southend. Generators not starting. Me, Rob and Frank used to go up there and they used to get it going. And you'll have a foreman on the job, isn't you? So I had to go. And the amount of people that just done through, we got out of trouble and they've done it. And that's carnival, that's how it should be. You should all pull together. Right, have I got everybody? Tracy, Sarah. And I'll tell you a story about these in a minute and all.
Dave's always got a story.
Terry, you've been a good supporter of ours from day one. Come on. You got us kicked off. You was on the crowd that gave us money to start with. If it wasn't for yous, we may never have got off the ground.
It's Councillor Terry Piccolo, well known to many people in Stanford and Corringham. Served 2 years as mayor during COVID as well.
The Queen. What do you want me to tell them? You've got a big sign on you says I'm the Queen. No, that's Rachel. Jess. I told you I've got too many granddaughters. I just wind them up. That is Jessica, and that is Lizzie. If you didn't know, you do now. Right. What I want to do now, I would like everybody to stand up because I want to do a minute's silence for Hilda, because it's the first time we've been together since she passed away in August. So if everybody could please be upstanding, if you're able to stand, please stand.
Please join us for this brief tribute to one of the stalwarts of the Stanford and Corringham Carnival.
Funny how you miss things. So tonight when I sold the cards, when I used to sell the cards when Hilda was here, the first thing I'd do is go back and give Hilda the money and she'd sit and count the money, and it just seems that it's times like that when things come back to you. But yes, let's have a minute's silence please, thank you.
I'm sure many people from Stanford and Corringham will remember Hilda.
Thank you very much, and in the true spirit of Carnival, let's give her a nice round of applause. Thank you. Now we come to the serious bit. We come to giving the money away. Sorry? Yeah. Trace, you've got to cut that in. You've got to cut that in. And number 2. Right, the first cheque we're going to give away tonight, I will tell you, Little Havens have already had this money, and somewhere we have the certificate that says we give it to them. Because we gave it to them during the lockdown, but we've never been able to do it officially and take a photo. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We have got the thing somewhere, but on Travels it's gone walkabout. And it's for £1,500. Where's the young man from Little Havens? You've already had it, but come down and we'll have some photos with it. Yes, please. This is the young man from Little Havens. Yeah, let him hold it because he's got to take it. I'll tell you what though, you had one hell of a job getting that under the thing in the bank. In actual fact, it was April, but it was the 24th of February, last 2021.
It's £1,500 for Little Havens Hospice.
£1,200.
Bear in mind there hasn't been a carnival in Stanford and Corringham for 2 years. This has been raised through boot sales, fundraising, collections, online sales. Tremendous amount of work.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah.
Oh, and we have a message of... Oh, hang on. This is live.
Please, first responders. Give these people a nice round of applause. They're on call. They may have to go at any given time. Do a fabulous job, an absolute.
This is Stanford and Corringham first responders to receive their cheque.
And for the first responders, it's £1,000.
£1,000.
I'll tell you how all this has been raised in a minute. The next cheque will shock, amaze and astound you, because it does me. It does. The more I think about it, the more I think this is not possible. Happy? Everybody happy? Right, lovely. Nanny's got the proper cheques in a minute. Right, now, do you reckon you can get that without truly unfolding it till you need to?
No.
This again is for Little Havens. Go on in. It's £4,500.
This is our local community doing its bit.
We're up to about £7,000. If you do your maths, we're up to around about £7,000. Never been known, never given it away when we've had a carnival, never give anywhere near that away. Happy? Everybody got cheques? Everybody? Right. I'll introduce you to this young man because we lost our sponsors of our insurance, which was the Stanford Forum, which Terry, Trevor, Jackie, unfortunately it went, and we lost the sponsors of our insurance. And we used to do a thing called Carols on the Green at Stanford, and always earned a fair amount of money out of it for the charities. And this young man came up and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "I hear you're in trouble." I said, "Yeah, we are." And he said, "Talk to me after Christmas." And the man was very true to his word, because through my letterbox came the cheque for more. I'm not going to tell you how much it is because I don't want to embarrass the guy, but it was for more than we'd actually asked for him. Paul, please come and join us.
Gentlemen will need no reminding. Paul Luke runs Eco Fresh Dairies. Very well known gentleman in Stanford and Corringham.
Which you all know gets you out of lots of trouble. Now Paul also runs, you're ahead of me Rob, Paul also runs a thing called the Be Kind Foundation, which they give Christmas and Easter they give to underprivileged people, children and hospital of children. And tonight, before we give him his money, we have a bag of Easter eggs for him. That's from Stanford and Corringham Carnival. That's a bag of Easter eggs for you. What? I'll see. I know you'd forget. I know you'd need something. You're telling me I've got it all. Well, I would if I knew where they were. Oh, hidden again. In case I'll spend it. I did tell you there is one here for the Alzheimer's. Have you got the two big ones? I've only got.
This is life in the raw.
Little Havens, first responders. Oh yeah, that's all right. I'm thinking. I'm thinking of Alzheimer's, but no one's here for it. They're all going to say something. Can we have a picture of the girls handing it over? Please. Keep it official. Yes, please, why don't run away? We ain't finished with you, don't you dare run away. We need more pictures. You ain't got your proper cheque yet anyway, you'll never get that big one through the letterbox. No, used to. I don't know what you do. Used to. No, two of you. Where are we doing?
What are we doing there?
No, well, you want photos, so you'll be sideways on. Don't just go right there.
Oh, no.
Go one either side of it.
I'm with Terry Piccolo, and I was just saying, we've done a fantastic job over a couple of years as the mayor of Thurrock. Terry, just it must be very. I'm like as Neil, obviously live on Facebook. So
hang on, the photographer's got a problem.
Fantastic organisation, the Stanford and Corringham Carnival.
Yeah, I mean they've been going for so long. We were very fortunate when the forum or the Hope Committee, as it was then, we got involved right from the start. They've done a fantastic job, and to think how much money they've raised this year when they haven't had the opportunity to get out and do the carnivals is unbelievable. So well done to them. Really do well for Stanford and Corringham in the area.
They do indeed, and it's a really homely, lovely ceremony. A little bit rough around the edges, but all the better for it.
Quite right. It shows that it's not organised. Well, that's not quite the right word, but it's a family.
It's community.
Event. It's a community event.
Yeah. Lovely. Well, we'll try and get a word with Sherry and David in a minute, if I'm allowed a word in edgeways. Yeah. What will happen later on this evening is after all the cheques have been presented, there has been a presentation by a number of young ladies, carnival queens and princesses, who've all come before a panel of judges, one of whom was Councillor Piccolo. I wouldn't have to make the decision he's got to make later, but there you go.
£7,500.
There you go, £7,500 from the Stanford and Corringham Carnival. Absolutely wonderful.
Don't need me for this. £7,500 we give away tonight, which is an absolute. And now I'll explain how it was done. We put a call out for donations that we could sell, and here we go. Tracy, Sarah, and Sherry worked the Facebook selling page. I was like Ronnie Barker at my front door, open all hours, taking money as people turned up to pick things up. Alison did eBay, wherever Alison's hiding. Oh, she's doing the scores up there. Alison did eBay, and me and this young lady did the boot sales. We get up 4:45 on a Sunday morning, and we're there. And I told you earlier, we laugh from the time we get there to the time we come home, but here you go. But we do it. And that's how we got to that phenomenal amount of money. Now, I'm going to let the people who's had the money talk to you.
I think the word I would use is shocked. What can I possibly say? I've been the chair of Havens Hospices. I've been a trustee for 9.5 years, and I don't think I've ever picked up such a big cheque except from corporate organisations. So all I want to say to all of you is an unbelievable thank you. I'll try hard not to spend it before I get into the office on Monday morning. I don't know why we do it all, but can I just say thank you very much on behalf of Little Havens. Just to let you have some idea why it's so worth it. Little Havens costs £52,000 a week to run, and we don't get money from anybody else except people like you, so a very big thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Obviously in the last few years it's been very hard for a lot of people. We deal with a lot of care homes and refugees, and it's been quite sad. Obviously when we've still been going in with Easter eggs and presents, but not going in like we normally do, dressed up as Santa and the Easter Bunny and things, just passing things over at the door. And obviously when we've been going into care homes that normally had 200 on their books, they've all been down to sort of 100, and obviously people have passed away. But they've still been begging us to come and give Easter eggs and bits and pieces. It's getting harder and harder because every man and their dog are now collecting Easter eggs and presents. But we still try and do what we can. and support as many care homes and refugees and people that are underprivileged in the local community. So thank you to the Carnival locally. We'll always support it as much as we can for as long as we can. Thank you.
Probably a lot of you already know us. We're one of the lucky people. We're one of the lucky sort of organisations that come every year and sort of get donations from you. As you know, we're a self-funded volunteer group that work in association with the East of England Ambulance Service. The only thing we get from the ambulance service is our oxygen and our face masks. We have to buy a uniform, a defibrillator and everything else that we use ourselves. We use our own petrol and our own time. We don't get paid for anything. So donations like this really do help us stay on the road and help sort of save lives in the local community. So thanks again and see you on the field in August.
Sherry, Sherry said, this is live on Facebook. Neil, just this year there will be a carnival. We're coming back.
We hope there will be a carnival, yes, as long as COVID doesn't reappear, and the council obviously agree that we can have a carnival.
Excellent. So hopefully there'll be a lot more of this fundraising, and we'll leave this wonderful evening now. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you, and I'm sure everybody here will have a great evening.
That's it, everyone has given.